Kenjutsu, if you will, or Japanese sword arts have been practiced in South Africa for about 25 odd years. It's not widespread at all. In fact, a guesstimate of mine would be that there's probably can't be more than 100 or so sword students in South Africa. I can't really remember when there was a time when I wasn't fascinated by swords. I consciously really started studying Japanese samurai martial arts at the age of 8, guided by my father, who himself studied the martial arts. I think all little boys have within them the warrior, you know. Warriors who need to live a life of adventure and need a battle to fight and a love to conquer. The early samurai were really knights, if you like, in the medieval sense. They were mainly mounted in battle. Their primary weapon was in fact the bow and the arrow, and they wore a long sword called an otachi, which was worn hanging from the belt, cutting edge down, and was very often wielded with one hand. Sagaro. Most battle was conducted in a very civilized manner, in a way that they would introduce themselves to each other on the battlefield. They would describe their lineage and say, I'm the son of such and such, and my grandfather was so and so, and they'd go a long lengthy introduction, sort of describing their rank and where they came from, and then their enemy would introduce himself. So even in the midst of a big battle, would be fought as individual duels. The word samurai means one who serves. So the samurai had a very frugal, minimalistic type of life. A lot of samurai frowned upon the collection of treasures and all of that type of thing. They felt that they were ready to lay down their lives at any time and therefore had no real attachment to earthly things. Samurai culture is still indelibly sunk into the Japanese mindset. Their politeness and the bowing and the etiquette and a sense of duty and sense of honor, etc., is still very much lying there in Japanese minds. You can be uchidachi, and you guys can be shidachi. And I want you basically to do ukinagashi. Yeah, the attack is a showman uchi. Bring your left arm under your right arm. Come to the side. The name of our school is Sorato Ryu Kenjutsu Heiho, which literally means the sky sword style of sword strategy. Our school was started in the late 90s and has a presence in Hermanus, Somerset West, Cape Town, and now Johannesburg. I think for me, training involved learning to live life in a new way. When a new student comes in, you literally have to teach him a new way of walking, a new way of breathing, a new way of moving his body. It affects the way that you face life, that you understand your paradigm, your life paradigm changes. The goal of our training always has been, the ever-receding goal is for your mind, your body, and your sword to become one. So that ultimately, they say in Japanese, Shin, Ken, Tai, Ichi, mind or spirit, sword and body, one. And that means that the weapon is not something that you hold in your hand, but you become the weapon. You are the weapon. In a life-threatening situation, it shouldn't really matter whether I have a weapon in hand or not, because I am the weapon, not the thing that I hold in my hand. And it really is a lifelong goal for the martial artist to achieve that sense of oneness and that sense of harmony. I think through training, one learns to overcome one's fears, to find a place of inner peace, to find a place of inner harmony. That in the midst of the problems and the vicissitudes of life and the harsh realities of things that life brings you, a bit like a hurricane has a calm center, you know, whilst there are wild winds blowing around it. And if you can live your life in that calm center and live a life of awareness and a life that is full of a sense of who you are as a person. If you can have a sense of your true self, then you've got something. There's a saying in Japanese, Ju-yoku go ose suru, which literally means the gentle overcomes the brittle, or suppleness or flexibility overcomes hardness and inflexibility. So students learn to become relaxed, and they learn to blend with their attacker. And in a way, it's a mindset of not resisting what life brings you. In a sense, we deeply believe that life is as it should be. So even in the midst of me being attacked by someone, to not resist that attack, but rather to receive it and blend with it and overcome it. So whatever it is that life brings you, if it's some debilitating illness or if it's some problem, receive the problem, redirect it, master it, and use it to your advantage. And so that ability to adapt, that ability to receive, to blend, and to live a life of harmony, rather than when one's always resisting and blocking, one's actually accepting and redirecting and taking control of. To be able to teach these arts to young people of today, and especially troubled young people who seem to have no direction and who seem to almost have no value system, who almost don't care about anything anymore, and they're numbed and their senses are dulled, and you know, to be able to help them find themselves and to help them find that sense of direction. After a few years, they've been so empowered, they have self-confidence, they have a sense of inner calm and a sense of inner peace, a sense of direction, and to teach them old-fashioned things like honor and integrity, honesty, truthfulness, duty, compassion, and for them to feel the joy of the empowerment that comes through this martial art is a life-changing thing, and I think would be tremendously valuable in our modern society in South Africa. One of the great spokesmen of the modern era of martial arts was Ueshiba Morihei, who was the founder of Aikido. He said that if you were to climb the mountain, at the top of the mountain you would find there is God. And when you find this God, you will find that he is love. There is a universal creative life force, a God, who is a God of love. And for Ueshiba, in any event, his martial arts was a way of finding harmony with this God of love, with the God of the universe, and with the universe itself. And certainly for me, my Kenjutsu is a way that I access God and try and find harmony with God and in my life.